Alright. Now, to do this, ARRATAKI Itto. Who the hell is ARRATAKI Itto? Itto. Alright, available. Do I have to... the Oni's evil. Inazuma and Catherine would like to help conduct an emergency investigation, because it's always... Oh, we have an emergency situation cliche. This guy's a riot. Really? 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 Beetles? There's actually beetles on the rooftop. Should I go and get those beetles?
Catherine, it's us! Was there something we could help with?
Yes. I'm afraid that I have another task that requires your assistance. The Adventurers Guild has recently received a commission directly from the Tenryou Commission. The assignment is both urgent and dangerous.
In other words, you need to come see this cliche!
After assessing the assignment, the Guild has concluded that seasoned adventurers are required. Naturally, you came to mind.
Because beginner adventurers or anybody who joined the game don't count.
Just another day on the job for us!
Why can't you get the Tenryou Commission to resolve it on their own?
Allow me to explain. The Tenryou Commission recently issued an arrest warrant for a young Oni by the name of ARRATAKI Itto.
Uh-huh.
Noni? You mean those big, tough-looking guys with horns on their heads?
Yes, that is basically what an Oni is in Japanese. There's also another word to describe the Akuma, but it's basically demon person Oni.
That's correct. This particular Oni is quite vocal and audacious, so he already has quite the reputation on the streets. That said, he has never been caught up in major trouble of any kind.
But now, things have changed, so now you gotta do something about it.
So it came as a surprise to learn that he has recently been accused of stealing things, and sometimes even whisking away the people themselves.
Why? Why rob a store and then kidnap the owner?
But it doesn't end there. When the Tenryou Commission dispatched a Doshin to apprehend him, he assaulted the Doshin before making a getaway with his accomplices.
Why? It's like going to a jewelry store and just take not only the owner, but all the customers.
So let Paimon guess. It's up to us to bring this Oni in.
Yes. It is.
No problemo. This does sound like a job for the Traveler. She'll be back with that Oni in no time.
Says the person who's not going to do any work and only expects us to do all the work.
I have complete confidence you will succeed. However, please exercise caution. This Oni also happens to hold a vision, and is the leader of an organization known as the ARRATAKI Gang.
You basically gave us many examples about the Oni stealing everything and everyone, but then you're like, I have complete confidence you'll succeed. You'll have no chance of failure whatsoever. And not to experience with the gang fights, he is a gang, but yeah, Paimon.
On second thought, Paimon will leave the fighting to you. The last place Paimon wants to be is in a gang fight.
Right, you want to talk about me solving all the problems, but when I bring you in on it, you're like, no, sorry, I'm out of it.
We are still investigating ARRATAKI Itto's potential motives behind these incidents, as well as his current whereabouts.
Really? You might as well just say, gee, why is he doing this in the first place? What possible reason could an Oni do this? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because of the fact that he's an Oni? But then again, that would be too simple. Maybe there is actually another reason to it.
But please ask around in the streets as well. There will likely be others more familiar with Itto's circumstances than I am, who can provide you with useful information.
Oh, God. Like, she talks like she knows, but in the next part she talks like she doesn't know.
Thank you. I will await your return.
Shut up! I'm sorry, but I had to do that. Really, rise up, golden soul.
Well, let's start asking around on the streets. Hopefully we'll learn a little more about this ARRATAKI Itto guy. And figure out where he might have run off to.
I feel like, up until this point in time, everybody who's done quests have dealt with order. But what happens if we find a character who's a little disorderly, aside from the other possible characters.
ARRATAKI Itto? Yeah, I've heard of the guy. Word is, he did something monumentally stupid, then ran off before they could catch him.
So in other words, you've heard of the guy from other people, your statement is hearsay. Why don't I ask the other person who heard of him?
And to be completely honest, I was a little surprised when I first heard it. Okay, well, I mean, not that surprised.
Why? Because you expected someone like him to show up, given that a disorderly person like him would be in an orderly fashion like this?
Wait, you mean he already had a bad reputation?
No, I think him showing up to Inazuma is more a sign of other people. Like, I'm not trying to victim blame, I'm trying to say he kind of showed up in a situation where he probably felt where he was needed.
No, not exactly. He's just very overbearing in everything he does. Big and brash and always making a ruckus.
I feel like you're describing Trump at that point.
So, on the one hand, he's a larger-than-life kind of guy. But on the other hand, he's emotionally volatile. When he's in a good mood, he's as high as a kite. But when he gets upset, he gets completely enraged.
I really feel like we're talking about Trump at this point.
I don't personally see him as a bad guy, but I guess I wouldn't put it past him to get all riled up and lose control.
Oh god, I'm dealing with Trump. What is usually up to?
You know, I'm afraid that I'm not too sure myself. I keep a pretty good eye on what's happening in the city, and as far as I can tell, he just idles the days away.
Okay. Also, he pretty much has the same problem as me. Where you're coughing a lot and you're clearing your throat.
When someone asks for it, he's willing to lend a helping hand, but other than that, he's just out making a scene with the kids on the street or his gang.
Okay, he's not Trump. Trump would take a bribe first before he helps somebody out.
If I had to guess, his lack of income finally drove him to do something more drastic to make ends meet.
Is this Itto fellow starting to sound pretty weird?
Oh god, the word weird being used again. Oh god. I know everyone's like, you're not dealing with Trump, but at the same time, there are characters within this game that present as somebody which makes you wonder if they're based off of a real life character. But at the same time, it's Genshin. What do I expect?
I'm afraid that I don't have much else to tell you. He tends to spend his time with people a little more lively than myself.
Yes.
Perhaps you could try asking around some more.
Stop thinking about Trump every time this guy talks about the ONI. Okay. It's not the first thing I should think about. Even though it probably should be the first thing I think about. But I'm sure it's more than that.
My store is offering the
No.
latest in fashion. ARRATAKI Itto?
It's a kitty.
Oh yeah, I heard about that whole thing.
It's a
I'm sure
catty
it must have been a mix-up on the Tenryou Commission's end. He could never do anything so dastardly.
Huh? How can you be so sure? Is he really as trustworthy as all that?
Wait, what? It must have been a mix-up with Tenryou Commission. Huh, this person is saying he's trustworthy, but...
No, perhaps you misunderstand me. When I said he could never do anything dastardly, I meant he literally doesn't have what it takes.
I didn't ask any... Oh, wait, you did. He could never do anything dastardly. He could never do anything dastardly. This person is awfully defensive for what Itto ARRATAKI is doing. You mean he's not strong enough? He's not smart enough?
Maybe a story will explain it better. So, he used to spend a lot of time playing rock, paper, scissors and hide and seek with the kids on the streets.
Kind of like an overgrown child. But then again, not everybody who's like that is an overgrown child.
Kids, being kids, aren't exactly the most difficult to outsmart. I'm sure you can see what I'm getting at here. He used to lose all the time, sometimes catastrophically.
Intentional or accidental?
On purpose, though, right?
Interesting how Paimon went right then and there. You'll see what he's like soon. Okay. It's gonna be... I'm thinking of Yae Miko's description of the Ren Shogun from time to time. Where I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, Miko makes some stories up, but it's one of those scenarios where you gotta see it to believe it moment.
No, not at all. The one time I saw him win, he started jumping around and yelling, "I won! I finally won! I'm unbeatable!" And so on.
Says the person who lost many times before declaring themselves unbeatable.
Then he took the kid's candy as his prize and ate it right there in front of him.
Dang.
Ugh, that's just plain wrong.
Oh, I just rubbed it in the other kid's face, of course.
He did take it way too far that time. The poor kid started crying, so I stepped in and gave Itto a scolding.
I talked really serious to him.
He was pretty quick to admit that he was fully in the wrong, and it wasn't long before the kid had stopped crying and was laughing and playing again as if nothing had ever happened.
Dang.
In fact, the children quite like playing with him because he's always serious about the stakes and never throws a game on purpose.
I really feel like we're talking about someone else, but that's a whole other story for another day.
So, I suppose what I'm trying to say is a guy who can't even beat kids at a children's game really gonna be capable of these kinds of diabolical deeds?
Have you ever seen Trump? If not, then you have no idea what you're talking about. That's not what I expected to hear.
He doesn't sound like a bad guy at all. In fact, he kind of sounds like a man of integrity.
Stop thinking about Trump. Stop thinking.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. Still, the Tenryou Commission's evidence against him is supposed to be irrefutable.
I feel like I am gonna refute it at one point, but I'll have to see it.
So, I'm not trying to condone his actions or anything. If he really has messed up big time, then he should face the consequences just like anyone else.
Agreed.
Thanks for the info. We'll keep asking around.
Let's see how screwed up he is. You're lucky Sam isn't watching. I'm not talking about Sam. There is another person you know, Patrick, who is very serious to get into a game, but when you get into the game, he doesn't really, commit to it much.
ARRATAKI Itto. Of course I know him. We've been trying to apprehend him recently.
How do you know him?
We know he's already left Inazuma City, but with no clues to follow, we have no choice but to commission others for help, including the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, I'm talking about the Trump comparisons. Okay. I'm pretty sure Sam doesn't quite care, even if I do rip on Trump from time to time. He pretty much knows that I'm not favorable to Trump. But as for what he's like, left Inazuma City, no clues to follow. How do you know?
Catherine says that Arataki Itto hasn't done anything seriously bad before, so it seems pretty strange.
Yeah, and so did the other person at that shop right behind, but you're not saying anything about her.
Paimon's curious. Is there any evidence of all this stuff he's accused of?
Yes, of course. Otherwise, we'd never have put so many people on the case.
Uh-huh.
For starters, most thieves will try to devise a way to conceal their identity, but for an Oni, the horns are a dead giveaway. I mean, the whole city could have recognized it was him.
How do you know it wasn't a different Oni? How do you know it wasn't somebody else pretending to be him and just making other people think it's him?
At first, he was just one of our suspects, but when we went to investigate, he personally confessed to everything and started trying to provoke the officers.
Oh god, now that reminds me of somebody else. Everything about this Oni reminds me of like several different people. God, when he's like, even if he may have not done anything, he just confesses on the spot just to make it go away. It almost reminds me of one of my friends.
What's most frustrating is that he then managed to escape along with his entire gang. He must have been planning the whole thing right from the start.
Did he have a motive? Why?
Of course he did. Whether material or psychological, there is plenty of evidence either way.
You claim evidence, but do you have evidence of a motive?
He's never had a Mora to his name his entire life, and he's never kept down a real job. Word is that he also takes care of someone in his gang, and that the burden of it takes quite the toll on him.
So, the motive is that he's flat broke.
After scrounging for a living all these years, maybe he thought that being the bad guy would be an easier ride.
Did he confess to that himself?
As for his psychological motives, It's a bit embarrassing to talk about, but we confiscated his vision during the Vision Hunt Decree.
So he's exacting revenge on the Tenryou Commission?
At the time, ARRATAKI Itto put up quite a fight. It took a huge amount of manpower and resources, and in the end we had to enlist the help of Kujo-Sara to finally secure his vision.
It took a vision person, or person with a vision, to take down another person with a vision.
The Vision Hunt was a mistake, but we never expected that he would go to such extreme lengths to take revenge on us.
He does sound a little unstable. Just like people have been saying.
So he did it as revenge against the Tenryou Commission for the Vision Hunt. Which kind of brings me back to one of my earlier points about the way he acts is mostly some other people's fault. But this kind of ties into it.
If the two of you are able to capture ARRATAKI Itto, please bring him straight here. We'll handle him from there.
What if he wants to come over here?
Thanks for all the info.
Seconds been.
We
Damn it!
still don't know where he could have run off to.
I gotta do another thing again. Alright, hold up a second.
A few moments later.
There we go! I did it! Ask Sango more information. There, finished another mini quest. Use our Japanese skill.
Hello, we'd like to ask some questions about ARRATAKI Itto.
Okay.
Oh, him again. Sure. I have answers. We've already done some investigating for the Tenryou Commission. But first, do you have enough Moro to cover the fee?
Oh god, it's like, who's asking? Someone with a lot of money. Oh, okay.
I've heard all about your travels. After everything you've been through, I'm sure you understand the way these sorts of things work.
You want money.
How much more are we talking about here?
You better not go a
A
million.
one-off payment of 397,000 Mora, up front. Plus a further 5% of your Adventurers Guild remuneration as my commission. If
Fine.
ARRATAKI Itto is successfully caught and brought to justice.
Fine.
That's crazy expensive! How did you even come up with the price that high?
Because some people like to do markups, and if you've ever...
It just so happens the initial fee has already been by the Tenryou Commission. All you'll need to pay is the small commission fee.
5% of whatever that is.
And, as for that amount, I'll settle things with the Adventurers Guild once we have Itto. So, from the way I see it, you guys are getting a pretty nice deal.
Yeah, it's like, it costs $1 million, but you're only paying a fraction of that, so you should feel good.
Now then, to give you the full picture in this case, we must first recount a well-known Inazuman fairy tale.
What? Oh god.
A long, long time ago, in a village lost to time,
Mukashi,
there lived a
Mukashi!
crimson Oni and a blue Oni. They were the best of friends. The Crimson Oni looked fierce, but was gentle like the humans. The Blue Oni looked human, but was reclusive, like an Oni. The Crimson Oni wished to befriend the humans, but they were scared, and threw beans at him whenever he came near. So the Blue Oni said to the Crimson Oni,
Akka, I'll cause trouble in the village. You come and stop me. Then the humans will accept you.
Really?
as planned, the Crimson Oni chased the Blue Oni away. The Crimson Oni's deeds spread throughout the land, and people finally accepted him.
Only when it took the Blue Oni to throw themselves
But
under.
when the Crimson Oni went to tell the Blue Oni the good news, he was gone and left only a letter behind.
I went traveling. Don't come find me or they'll treat you as a naughty little Oni.
Really?
But don't worry about me. No matter where I go, we'll always be friends.
Right. Quite the story.
That's it? What about the little Blue Oni? Whatever happened to him?
I suppose the Blue Oni simply disappeared, never to be seen again. Only the Crimson Oni remain now.
Does that make ARRATAKI Itto the Red Oni in this case?
But the Blue Oni was just an innocent little kid. God, the way Paimon says that line right then and there,
God. Also, the idea of a story like that is if you want to be accepted, sometimes someone's going to take the shit for being the hero. But, I don't know. Like, that story has a... That story is like a... underpinning where it's like society is screwed up, so sometimes someone's going to take the hit just so you can be the hero.
Of course it does. Otherwise, I wouldn't go through all the trouble of telling it. One interpretation is that the story is actually broadly based on historical events and that Arataki Itto is, in fact, a descendant of the Crimson Oni.
Maybe, but also the idea where you said I wouldn't go through all the trouble telling it. When was it ever any trouble at all for you to tell it, aside from getting paid a handsome sum? Also, what historical events are you talking about?
What I'm trying to tell you is that the Oni have sacrificed a lot in the past in order to finally integrate themselves into human society. But there are still some volatile personality traits in the Oni bloodline.
Do we accept some necessary evil or some demon in our ranks just to be whole?
Every generation of Oni inherits these traits. So while Arataki Itto has never been known to commit a wrongful act in the past, can we ever completely rule out the possibility of him one day allowing this side of him to take over?
But how could he do that? After the Blue Oni's sacrifice?
Oh
That
god,
would be such a betrayal.
Oh god, that freaking voice when Paimon's sad.
That's a very old story. Nobody knows how long it's been since the Blue Oni disappeared. We can only assume that they have long since died out, in which case, it would be quite a stretch to say it still counts as a betrayal at this point.
How can you be so sure? You're like nobody knows, but you express certainty.
Besides, the suspect has already confessed. What is there left to discuss?
I'm thinking as it. I know Patrick will say just wait till Fontaine to use those lawyer skills, but not every single conviction should rely on confession alone. Usually there's 4 things to a conviction in a court of law. Motive, opportunity, hard evidence, and of course the confession. You can't base a conviction on one thing when you're leaving the other 4 things out.
According to my investigation, he was headed southwest. I would bet he's already made it to Yashiori Island by now.
So, look over there?
The Tenryou Commission is unable to enter territory controlled by Sangonomiya troops. No doubt that's the reason Arataki Itto chose to flee in that direction.
So I gotta go to that island.
I'm just doing my duty.
Wait, Paimon still has a question. If Arataki Itto has given into his bad side, won't that mean he's extra mean and violent now?
Does one have to give into their dark side to be extra mean and violent?
I could only assume so. Judging from his previous bouts, he is a skilled fighter with a lot of brute strength. Whether or not you'll be able to handle him, that I do not know.
Except us, because we're gonna find out.
Okay, but what's up with people throwing beans at Oni? What use is that?
People are scared and stupid. And of course they're gonna react to other people they don't understand over said scared and stupidity. Because people see themselves as good, and people see Oni as evil, so it makes sense to throw beans at them in the most harmless way. It's just a societal thing where people are just screwed up!
Ah, yes. Now that you mention it, I seem to recall that Arataki Itto is allergic to beans.
Or that! God, I overthink shit so much!
In fact, all Oni will avoid beans, but especially Itto. I heard that just touching a bean is enough to incapacitate him.
Yeah, well, it didn't work on the blue Oni, so how come it's gonna work on the red one?
If you could weaken him a bit by triggering his allergies, perhaps you'd have better luck subduing him.
Throwing beans, I don't know, it's a Japanese legend or whatever. Oh, okay.
Right!
I didn't know about the
Knowing
Japanese
a target's
legend.
weakness will make things a whole lot easier.
Like, I know Kitsune, some Japanese yokai, maybe Jiangshi? No, that's Chinese. But maybe Oni, as in Akuma. I know, like, the basic characters and such, but I don't know, like, legends, like, connecting them all.
It just so happens that I have a bag of beans right here. I was planning to use them to make some porridge, but I think you will find a better use for them.
How awfully convenient.
Of course, I will charge the Adventurers Guild a fair and reasonable rate for the beans.
Oh, you're gonna mark it up. Okay.
Sneaky. But also, thanks.
Right.
Let's head to Yashiori Island.
Oh god, bag of beans.
According to Detective Solo,
Shut up.
Itto should be somewhere around here. Catherine mentioned that he has a vision. Why not see if you can track him down using elemental sight?
Has. I thought he didn't. Excuse me.
Could that be him? Is that Arataki Itto? He doesn't seem to be looking this way. Perfect. It'll save a lot of hassle if we can...
Uh-huh. What we don't need to. Full throw beans. Crouch yourself. And can I just aim with this? 3, 2, 1. Come on. Eh. Oh, come on. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Got him. Got him!
Beans!
Oh!
Are you okay? What should we do? Paimon didn't think he'd...
Don't be alarmed. It's just my, my allergies acting up. I've got it under control.
You're allergic to fart fruit. I don't know if it's my end, but your camera quality looks bad. Really? Okay, maybe... Has it always been bad, or what?
It's alright. I got this. I just gotta tough it out. I can take it. I can take it. Who am I kidding? I gotta catch my breath here. Whatever it is you want, it's gonna have to wait. I need a moment.
And he passes out. Technique recovers enough to speak. Okay!
Need a moment.
Need a moment!
Woo! That's better. Hey, why'd you have to be so mean, huh? Surprise attacking me like that.
There's plenty more beans in the bag. You better come quietly.
Hey, whoa. Take it easy. Just stop with the beans, okay? So you're here to bring me in. How in the world did you find me all the way out here anyway?
Detective Agency found out, but how the Detective Agency found out is a whole other mystery to me, so as much as I would like to find out even more, I'll leave it at that.
Well, whatever.
Oh, wait,
you think
yeah.
I'm going back with you? You can forget it. I'd walk away if I were you. I pack
Okay.
a mean punch, you know. I don't want to hurt any regular folks like you.
Right. Oh, I'm dangerous. Stay away. Yeah, well, you might pack a mean punch, but I pack a bean punch.
That's pretty big talk considering all the beans we have.
You're behind the robbing and the missing people, aren't you?
Yep, that's right. Me. All by myself. Nobody else.
I didn't ask if there was anybody else, but the fact that you brought that up makes me wonder if there was somebody else.
As boss of the Arataki gang,
Nice
I gotta
rhyming.
nab a little food and drink when we're running low. That's only natural, right?
Not choice. And second of all, for a boss of a gang, you said you didn't even have anybody else's help? That also makes me wonder.
Yeah, but nabbing people? That's taking it a bit far, don't you think?
Not when their families will pay good mora to see them again. Easy pickings.
Okay, so it's not just kidnapping, it's also ransom. Okay.
And the extra mora means I can, give some to my gang to spend on themselves.
Speaking of, where is your gang?
Hey, what's with all the questions? Like I said, I'm not going back with you, so stop wasting everybody's time.
No way, mister. We've accepted a commission to bring you back.
What did you say, little one? Go on. Say it to my face.
Say it to my diamond-shaped pupils.
Well, mostly she took a commission to bring you back.
Show some backbone, Paimon.
Looks like you aren't gonna let this drop. In that case...
Uncle Itto!
Don't run now. Careful or you'll fall.
Uncle. Really?
What's taking you so long? You said we were gonna have a beetle fight today.
Yeah, that's right. Still going ahead. But you see, I've been out here for ages, and I still can't find a beetle that I like. So, just give Uncle Itto a little more time. Okay?
I feel like we're doing a child Tartaglia moment again. Also, Patrick, do a flashback for comparison.
Look, I only told him that so that he'll look up to me. In the eyes of a child, working with toys must be the best job imaginable, right?
So you're not a toy seller.
I don't want my family to have anything to do with the Fatui's, or should I say Snezhnaya's, darker side. The older ones already know that I serve the Tsaritsa. But Tusser is still so young. As I was saying, I remain Snezhnaya's greatest expatriate toy seller, currently attached to the Liyue branch of our Institute for Toy Research.
End of flashback.
Huh? Who are they? Are they your friends?
Yeah,
Tasty.
that's right. I told them not to come, but what can I say? They were just too worried about me. It's because of a little thing called, prestige. Yeah, because of all the prestige Uncle Itto has.
Really? If your idea of prestige is that you're wanted, well, you seem to have a 6-star prestige at this point.
Huh? What are you talking?
Come on, just play along. Leave the kid out of this.
And just like child, you're gonna ask me to lie to the kid again.
Uncle Itto, you don't look so good. You look like you're about to fall over.
That's because Uncle Itto bumped his noggin on a tree branch while looking for a beetle. Uh-oh. It's all good, though. These horns are rock solid.
Yeah, but that's also the thing about characters with horns. Even characters with horns have sensitive horns like Ganyu. So I hardly doubt that you took a hit to the noggin with a tree branch on your horns and didn't get hurt that bad.
Okay, if you say so. Granny and I will keep heading back now.
Yep, I'll be right there. Hope you're ready to lose today.
Who were those people?
Family?
The old lady was Granny Oni. She's the one who took me in and raised me. And the kid's name is Daisuke. I took him in just a while back. They're both like family to me.
First of all, the name Daisuke, well, the Japanese word Daisuke is like, ski is like, dai is great, Daisuke is great, like, or loving. I don't know. Your pronunciation of Daisuke as Daisuke is a little off for your Japanese.
They escaped with me out this way, along with my boys from the ARRATAKI gang. If I didn't bring them with me, the Tenryou Commission would be knocking on their doors for sure.
And also, Patrick, you did say to use the Japanese skills, and I kind of did use it there, so you're welcome.
Right. But if you care about them so much, then you shouldn't have done all that stuff that made them worry about you in the first place.
Yeah, well, he's a compulsive liar, so deal with it.
Listen, how about we make a deal? You two let me go wrap things up with Daisuke, and once we're done battling beetles, the two of us will settle things with a duel. If you win, I'll come quietly. You can take me back to Inazuma City, and you won't hear a peep out of me. Why? Because I'm an Oni of my word.
You're an Oni that lies to me and possibly to other people.
I'll just tell little Daisuke that my friends and I need to step outside for a moment. That way you won't worry. Cool?
And what happens if you don't come back? I'm pretty sure somebody will worry. Like Paimon, who worried about the Blue Oni in that random story we heard before.
What should we do?
Either way, you won't escape.
Oh, it's on! I like your style. Alright, but first things first. I need to find an Oni Kabuto to battle with. I've been looking here for ages and haven't found myself a winner yet, so it's time to try somewhere else.
Kabuto. Oni Kabuto. I know Kabuto is like a theatric dancer, but Oni as in devil theatric dancer? Why would you need to find one of those?
Come with me. Saves you worrying that I might skedaddle.
Uh-huh. Okay. What are you gonna do? Get it.
By the way, Paimon's curious. What kind of game is beetle fighting?
You guys have seen Oni Kabuto out in the wild, right? Even though they might look menacing on the outside, they're big softies on the inside. Most of the time, they're just sitting there doing nothing.
Kinda like you in a metaphorical way.
But let me tell ya, once the Oni Kabuto start fighting, they won't let anything get in their way.
God, I really feel like we're talking about you.
The grand game of beetle fighting is a match where your beetle tries to flip the other beetle onto its back.
Why is I watched people playing that as a kid. Either no, thank you. I don't know. Why is a character relating?
Hey, it's not just some kid's game, okay? There's way more to it than that. I have taken part in more beetle fights than you would believe. At least 800. I may have even crossed the 1,000 mark by this point. Anyway, after a while, you can tell a beetle's fighting potential just by looking at its shape, size, and the patterns on its body.
First of all, I have two things to say about this this couple of sentences you have here. At least 800 and cross the 1,000 mark is a bit of a contradiction. One or the other. And also, you can tell a fighting potential by the way it looks. So, I don't know. Like, fighting styles are different. What's another way to say it? Don't judge a book by a cover. Let's go with that one.
But it's not just about all the physical stuff. Oh no, your Oni Kabuto's got to be in the right headspace as well. If it's not up for a fight or doesn't have the guts, well, then it's game over.
Also, the way you say, oh, it's game over. Not convinced.
Boy, are you too lucky you ran into me. When it comes to beetles, I'm the expert that the experts go to. I'll show you all you need to know.
An expert would not call themselves an expert.
But we're not the ones that will be playing. We're just here to keep an eye on you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah! I'm under arrest, and I'm trying to find an excuse to not be under arrest for an extra few minutes.
Yeah, anyway, not a problem. You two might think I'm just tooting my own horns here, but just you wait. I'll make you a beetle expert in no time.
First of all, I'm not concerned with the beetle battle. No offense to anybody else who's up for the beetle battle and who like beetle battles. Second of all, you are tooting your own horns when you call yourself an expert.
And by the way, that kid has one tough beetle. We can't underestimate it. You have to find a real lean, mean beetle warrior.
You're... what? Oh, God.
Okay,
not this.
So he's not the sharpest horn on the Oni.
Oh, God. I feel like anyway... I feel like this is a Smash Mouth reference. It's like, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Okay, let me see.
You're stupid.
There. Let's head to that hill. I'll bet my bottom Mora we're gonna find some major league Oni Kabuto hiding out there.
Something once told me. Smash Mouth reference. God! People will say they're smart, but are actually stupid.
Lightning storm!
Oops.
Just our luck. Oh, darn it, they're all gone.
Leap off the ledge to go get the...
Let's hop down from here and take a look. My guts tell... Look! You see all those purple things? It's a whole pile of Oni Kabuto!
Good.
Huh?
Come here.
Oh, what the... Ah, no, not lavender melons.
You're getting us on a wild goose chase.
Well, even a pro like myself can make a mistake from time to time. It's okay, just gotta roll with the punches. Let's try somewhere else.
Oh, there it is. I think I see it. It's on that rock.
This is the one! See? As long as you're in my company, it's on the smaller side. But, size isn't everything in a beetle fight.
But you said size does matter.
Just let the expert explain, okay? What smaller beetles lack in strength, they make up for in agility. They usually got a whole bunch of sick moves just ready to whip out when the right moment comes.
God, why you try to overcompensate for the lesser, opposite of Master Yoda?
Listen, you can never see a beetle's true energy until it's in the ring.
Yeah, and then we do, and then we find out.
It might look a bit young and docile, but that's got its advantages. Haven't you ever heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover?
Yeah, but you're usually the one that has made the opposite statement, so I don't think you can make that statement when you've implied the opposite.
Young beetles that have never fought before always go all out in their first fight. Older beetles that have already been through the wars tend to just cower in the corner the moment they see a strong opponent.
Oh God.
Hey, didn't I say not to worry? Come on, just have a little faith, would ya? My experience is telling me that this Oni Kabuto was spawned to be a champion!
You're not convincing me.
Right here! Look what Paimon found!
Oh God.
If we're gonna battle some beetles, then Paimon wants in! It's not like we have anything else to do. When you hopped down, Paimon flew off somewhere else nearby and found this one!
So there's another one up there?
What do you think Itto. It's big and strong and looks like a real fighter. It matches everything you said about a good fighter beetle. But the one you guys found must be way bigger.
Oh, you got some experience catching beetles too, huh?
It's not so much as catching beetles, it's more like finding them in the first place.
Nope. This is the first one Paimon's ever caught.
Well, looks like you got a real knack for this. You'll be a fellow beetle fighting expert in no time.
Oh, so overall not that good then.
Says the person who got close to 800 or over 1,000 and calls themselves an expert.
Anyway, great. With both your beetle and mine, I can tell this'll finally be the one.
Okay.
Well, you know, that's just life, man. There are so many people in this world who are talented, passionate, but it's no guarantee that things will go their way.
You talk experience, but you imply you don't have experience.
So many unrelated things have to come together at once in just the right way to make victory happen. There's this word that really sums it up nicely, actually. It's coincidence.
Yeah, and it's also there's also a saying called dealing with the cards that you have. You can't always expect everything to be perfect just to be able to move forward with it.
As in pure luck? Huh. Guess it makes no difference whether we have Paimon's beetle or not then.
Whoa. Let's not do anything rash here. You know?
I thought smaller beetles know a bunch of 6 moves. Funny how every time we quote his own words to him, he changes his story.
I think both of these fine beetles have a shot at winning. Let's just hang on to them. Anyway, time to head back and get this show started. Man, I am psyched for this. Woo! Let's go!
I'm gonna hope my words don't come back to bite me in the ass. Away I go.
Finally, you're back! Can we start our beetle fight now?
Yeah, sure thing, buddy. But you better watch out. I brought a real winner back this time.
Okay, I was about to say Anakin because I noticed the different levels of boxes.
Don't worry, I'm not scared of your beetle. Go, Stripey Ghost!
I've got this fight in the bag. Let's go, Nimble Ninja.
Really? Patrick, just put the Star Wars clip in there.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power! Don't try it!
Huh? When did you come up with that name?
Wait, what name? Nimble Ninja. He right off the spot. This is someone who thinks on the spot.
Come on, you can take him, little guy!
That's right!
Really? Wow!
Oh, no! My little Nimble Ninja!
What happened to all the words? Oh, the smaller, younger ones. No.
Looks like I win again!
Dang it! Ugh, it's my 7th loss in a row.
Really? So for someone who said 800 or 1,000?
Stripey Ghost is invincible!
I won't forget this. I'll beat you next time, I swear!
Right. You said that before. And look what happened again.
Alright, Paimon, you're up. Time to give Crimson Cyclone a shot. Maybe it'll end this losing streak of mine.
Alright, go get him, Crimson Cyclone!
That name caught on.
Whoa! That one looks ultra strong, but it's still no match for you,
Alright, little guy, use your Super Paimon Tornado!
God, these names are stupid.
No, I can't believe it. I lost.
You lost to Paimon. There you go.
Yay! We won! Ha! Paimon knew Crimson Cyclone would be the best!
Boy, did that one put up a fight. Woo! I know a real beetle trainer when I see one. Way to kick some beetle.
See? Paimon's got real talent. Of course, Crimson Cyclone has to take some of the credit, too.
Right.
Oh, right. This is for you, Daisuke.
Huh? For me?
You're really giving it to me?
That beetle is bigger than Paimon.
Go ahead, take it, Daisuke. When we finally get back to the city, you can show it off to all your friends.
But will we ever be able to go back?
Interesting how Daisuke is able to mention that.
Of course we will. Trust me. I never go back on my word. Anyway, I got some things I gotta discuss with my friends here. Go play with Granny for a while, would ya? There's a good boy.
Also, now that I'm thinking about the name Daisuke, I don't know. It just sounds very much like the word Daisuke. I'm probably mistaken on that.
Good. The kid doesn't suspect a thing.
Right.
You're from the Tenryou Commission, aren't you? I bet you're here to capture Uncle Itto.
I love how these two sentences just contradict each other.
Hey, didn't I tell you? They're my friends. In fact, they're in the gang. We're practically family.
That's not true. I already know everyone in your little gang, but I've never seen these two before. Uncle Itto didn't do anything wrong. Don't take him away.
This is an example of like Child and Tusser, or I can't remember the name, Tusser, who had to face the truth.
And not only did he not do anything wrong, he also saved my life. He's not a bad guy.
Well, so what's the story here?
Hey, some things we don't tell to outsiders, remember? How should I explain?
Also, I find it interesting that you're upset that he's not saying much and we're about to take him in, but you're not upset at the fact that there's lightning everywhere.
I'm a real lousy liar.
But, fish!
Itto, sometimes you need to just say what you have to say. Don't worry about...
I guess. Seems I can't hide it anymore. Come with me. I'll explain everything.
I screwed up. I made things worse. And the beetle's like, we don't care, we're just here to fight.
I'll be honest with you. This thing the Tenryou Commission is investigating, with someone going around taking people and their possessions, it wasn't me. Any of it.
Really? So you're not gonna confess to it?
I have my own reasons for lying about it, and I really didn't want to get innocent people caught up in this while I'm still trying to solve the real problem here.
Mm-hmm. I think the real problem is that you lie, and you should stop lying.
And the same as you. I just want to avoid conflict at all costs. But it's just not worth it if someone gets hurt.
Yeah, well, here's the problem. Sometimes you can't avoid conflict, and also trying to avoid a smaller conflict is just going to lead to a bigger conflict. So, conflict is inevitable, pick your battles where it is, and move on.
So why in the world would you say that you're the culprit?
Because he's trying to pull off the blue Oni. Maybe in some way he's related to the story we heard before?
Maybe you don't know because you're Outlanders, but it all started a long, long time ago. With the story of the Crimson Oni and the Blue Oni.
Hold on a second. If you're talking about that fairy tale, we've heard that one already.
Oh, so you already know. Well, that makes things a whole lot easier.
So, is the story from the fairy tale really true?
In a galaxy far, far away.
Everything about the fate of the Oni is true. The Blue Oni chose exile, and the Crimson Oni stayed behind.
So which one are you?
But the other details aren't historically accurate. Fairy tales are nice stories, but there's something they leave out. It's a little thing called the cold, hard truth.
Historically accurate in fairy tales. I didn't know fairy tales were in any way historically accurate.
The Inazuma of long ago was a dangerous place. If you wanted the Raiden Shogun's protection, you had to have a good relationship with the humans.
So in other words, things were harsh back then and we had to make sacrifices to fit in.
The Oni are a proud kind, so it wasn't easy for them to ask others for acceptance. Over time, the Oni eventually split into two factions. The Crimson Oni were friendly with the humans, but the Blue Oni, they were more stubborn and insisted on keeping to their own.
Paimon thought you were two different species. So really, you're all one family?
Yep, that's right. There's no real difference between us. We just paint our horns different colors to show which side we belong to.
Okay, so those horn colors are not natural. Why the Blue Oni choose to exile themselves?
Because humans were still wary of Oni at the time. The Crimson Oni always hoped to find a way to live in peace with the humans, but the Blue Oni kept clashing with them.
Is he actually a Blue Oni? Because he said he painted his horns differently.
Humans didn't see a difference between Crimson and Blue Oni. All they knew was that Oni were hard to get along with. If things were to continue that way, the Oni were never gonna get along with humans. And so, the most revered leaders of the Crimson and Blue Oni decided to resolve it once and for all. Over drinks, they swore an oath. The Blue Oni would play the role of evil Oni to help the Crimson Oni integrate into human society. But the Blue Oni's leader gave 2 conditions.
Interesting how now I see myself in that, and I'm sure you'll pretty much get what I'm saying, Patrick.
What were they?
Does it involve owning up to somebody and having somebody else join in?
First, the Oni must abandon any prejudice they held against humanity. Every Oni was to accept humans in their heart before the humans accepted them. Oni were not to use their strength to mistreat humans, but were also not to stand for mistreatment against themselves. Second, the Crimson Oni were to integrate with human society, but not by trying to please the humans. The Oni were to embrace their own honest characters, their surging tempers, and their awesome strength to win respect from the humans.
Did that work in the end?
In other words, they were to carry on the Oni bloodline while also protecting our Oni pride. After choosing exile, the number of Blue Oni began to dwindle, until eventually, they disappeared altogether.
So it's sort of like this idea of heroes and villains. How can you have a hero when there are no more villains to contrast yourself up against? And that also makes me wonder, like, how are the Crimson Oni gonna keep their pride if they have no more Blue Oni to exile themselves?
Since I first heard the story of the Blue and Crimson Oni as a kid, I've heard it countless times in my life. Not once did I ever imagine that the Blue Oni clan had actually survived.
So the fact that someone who did all those crimes suggests that there was one Blue Oni?
So you're saying the real culprit was a descendant of...
That's right. Most people don't pay attention to the color of an Oni's horns. They probably don't even know that Blue Oni exist. But nothing gets by the ARRATAKI gang. At the scene of the crime, they saw an Oni with different color horns than mine. Still, it'd be strange if the culprit really was a descendant of the Blue Oni. I can't bring myself to accept it.
Because the Blue Oni also accept their pride?
Exactly. They would give up their life before abandoning their pride. I've always respected the Blue Oni for the sacrifice they made. And I know the aspirations my ancestors had for the future of all of them. Our pride does not allow for any wrongdoing. You don't steal from other people. You don't harm other people, period. My guess is that the Blue Oni was tricked or forced into it somehow. But I don't have any evidence.
Really? So you're trying to buy more time?
That's right. If I didn't step in, the Tenryou Commission would have definitely caught them by now.
So... I have several questions at this point. Like, does the actual Blue Oni still exist? If so, who is it? And second of all, who is trying to play that role? And how do you even explain your previous behavior?
But what does Daisuke have to do with any of this? He said that you saved him, so
He was the one I managed to save from the Ronin after I sent them running from the scene. He was off playing somewhere when they came by and ransacked his house. By the time he came back, his parents had been taken. The whole reason I'm in this is to help this kid find his mom and dad again.
Why didn't you tell that in the first place?
I never wanted to tell you any of this. My original plan was to knock you both out and take my family to hide somewhere. There's more to this than just one Blue Oni. There's a dangerous group behind everything that's been going on. I didn't want to get anyone else caught up in this mess.
Okay, Mr. Conspiracy Theory Maker-Upper.
That's everything. The whole story. If you don't believe me and want to drag me back to Inazuma City, then I'm going to fight you with all I've got. But if you're willing to believe me, then please, give me a little time. Once I find the Blue Oni, I'll turn the both of us in.
Okay.
Yep, Paimon too. Just treat it like we're here to keep an eye on you.
So, you... all right. I knew you'd be reasonable. I knew it. I was thinking right from the start. These two fine folks, they're just out here in the pursuit of truth and justice, man. Yeah, we are gonna get along just great.
And you're back to your old
Well,
style.
I should tell you, though, things could get a little dangerous, so,
Fine.
Don't worry about.
All right, then our first job is to investigate where this blue Oni is hiding out. There's a victim of his that saw him up close, currently taking refuge at Sangonomiya's camp.
So, instead of capturing a culprit, you use a culprit to get another culprit. Alright, where are you at? Where's the other person at?
You must be Masato.
An Oni? Oh no, not another one!
Not another one.
Oh, yeah. Not the one that robbed you, though, so, chill. I contacted you before, remember? I need your...
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm still a bit on edge after the incident. So anyway, here's what happened. I was just out transporting some goods when a group of Ronin suddenly attacked me.
Ronin.
It's not the first time that's happened to me. Usually you just hand over some Mora and they'll leave you alone. But this time was different. They weren't willing to talk things over. Instead, they took my things and they started coming for me.
Huh? That's totally uncalled for.
The Ronin. What do you expect?
I got down on my knees and begged. Said I had a family to care for, and that my business is our only livelihood.
If things didn't work over when you talked with them, I'm pretty sure guilt tripping them ain't gonna cut it.
Then I saw that there was an Oni among the group. I thought he was going to be the one to finish me off, but instead, he stopped the others and told them to let me go.
So there's friction within the group?
Yeah, they're on me. Luckily, they let me escape with my life in the end.
Seems he has some sort of standards.
Yes, the trade.
For sure, it's not like I asked. But what I did hear them say was, the goods are worth more than the merchant's life. Or something like that.
Ugh, that idiot Oni.
So this is a blue Oni, or someone who didn't follow the prize?
Do you have any idea where they went?
I have no clue. But I think they're pretty active in the Tatarasuna area.
Oh, darn. I have to go.
You weren't gonna go after them, are you?
Yes.
Seriously, I'd advise against...
I'm
don't
going
worry,
after them.
It's just a bunch of no-name scumbags. I got a whole laundry list of scores to settle with. If these two islands are where they tend to hang around, we're sure to run into them at Nazuchi Beach.
Okay. There we go.
They gotta pass through here sometime. Let's just hang tight. If I'm not mistaken, they'll be showing up in...
Yeah.
Anytime now.
So we bet.
After you wait, this is just people. So hanger.
Yeah, there they are. And one of them has horns.
So that's the blue one.
All right, it's go time.
You, get over
Looks
here.
like you fellas aren't going down without a fight. Fine by me. Let's fight first, talk later.
Okay. What is that? The hell is that thing? Finally, I can die.
Attaboy!
What the hell is that little box thing there? Dang it. Boom. He's got strength.
Showtime!
It's putting my hand up like this. Who's the Kabuki actor again?
Hey, don't even think about running.
Too late. He thought about running.
It's me, ARRATAKI Itto, descendant of the Crimson Oni.
I know who you are. From the day we are born, every blue Oni knows their purpose. We all know our fate is one of self-sacrifice. But what about the Crimson Oni, You don't know anything about us. Not our miserable history, or any of our names. Mine's Takuya, by the way. But you don't even care, do you? Because those who get sacrificed should be forgotten, right?
No, you're wrong. I never knew the Blue Oni had survived to this day, and the moment I found out, I was determined that I would find you. Since you remember the pact between our two factions, I assume you also remember the pride we share as Oni. So my question is, how could a proud Oni like yourself go and abuse the weak and plunder the innocent? Why break the oath that our kind swore all those years ago?
Maybe he got sick and tired of playing the villain so that other people could rise? Lack of patience?
Huh? What's so funny?
Also, I see an Electroculus in the background. I'm easily distracted by that.
Who are you to talk about pride and oaths with me? The Blue Oni gave up everything, just so the Crimson Oni could live peacefully in human society.
In other words, this is an example of one Oni who couldn't play along.
But let me ask you, ARRATAKI Itto, what exactly do you contribute to human society?
At least Takuya was a stepping stone.
You're a blundering fool who can't hold down a real job, a laughingstock of the town, and worse still, you let them get your vision during the Vision Hunt decree. Protecting the Oni pride? Ha! You wouldn't know how if you tried. You're a disgrace to the Oni kind.
Hey, come on. None of that stuff's a big deal. I mean, you're really hanging me out to dry here, man.
Yeah, well, you gotta learn to not be hung out to dry and actually accept the truth.
Since when do you care what other people think? You just do whatever you want. It's not like anyone can stop you. But do you have any idea of the kind of life my kin and I have lived while you've been hanging around in human society? We were cut off from the rest of the world. We severed all contact with it. And since then, no clothing, no medicine, nothing. Besides the oath we swore to uphold in our so-called Oni pride, we had nothing.
So, that's why you joined a band of thieves?
That's right. Why should I accept that life? Is holding fast to a worthless oath supposed to help me provide for my family and friends?
What good is an oath if the other person gets nothing?
I've abandoned our Oni pride. It's meaningless. I want to live. I've given everything that I've stolen from humans to my community. What I've taken will at least keep them from starving and ease their pain. That's what matters most to me.
That didn't actually solve the root problem.
Yeah, and besides, the Blue Oni sacrificed themselves so that Oni... If people see Oni causing trouble again, then that'll defeat the whole purpose of the sacrifice you made!
Yeah, well, maybe he does... Maybe it's a thing of survival. When you're seen as the lowest, you don't get to live.
You make a good point. But ARRATAKI Itto's the one who needs to get that into his thick skull. The Blue Oni are the bad guys, so we're expected to do bad things. Our actions won't tarnish the reputation of the Crimson Oni. Unless, of course, this bonehead decides it'd be a great idea to take all the blame for himself, completely destroying the trust between humans and the Crimson. He's the one that wasted the sacrifice we made.
Huh? Well, I only had to do that because of you. I couldn't just stand back and let the Tenryou Commission drag you away.
You should get your priorities straight. The Blue Oni are history, all right? Forget about us. The Crimson Oni are the ones who must live on. Why couldn't you have just stayed out of this?
Maybe because he felt bad. Maybe because he remembered the stories so many times and thought bad for once to actually pick them up and take the place for them. So he's not gonna be the one that always has to look good in front of everybody else.
There they are! Seize them!
Oh no! It's the Tenryou Commission!
Okay.
Forget it. This was a waste of time anyway.
Oh no, it's the cops!
I don't expect you to understand me, but you could at least take a look in the mirror sometime.
Hey! Hey! He got away! Uh-oh.
They've got us surrounded.
Can't get caught here. Looks like I'm up to bat. Just wait here, and we'll escape together when the... Whatever you do, don't attack any of the Tenryou Commission.
Battle formation! Get them!
There we go. So I gotta face on boom, smack. You handle a sword like it's a club. In a weird way.
Come on, men. He won't get away this time. Just give yourself up, ARRATAKI Itto.
I don't think he will. There we go. Smaggity, smaggity, smaggity. Boom. And play TV up here. Oh, now he's handling club. Whack. I can't even see the health bars. Oh, now I can see one. Where's your health bar? Get your health bar here. There we go. Oops. I gotta get it after this one. Okay. Done. And they just keep coming.
Man, they really came out in force today. I'm kind of flattered the Tenryou Commission sent so many.
And I feel like we're having a Smash Mouth reference. And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
I still haven't completely recovered from the bean attack earlier. I'm starting to lose my edge here.
Why don't you let us explain the situation to them?
No, no way.
You'd rather fight stuff than accept the truth.
All that would do is send them after our blue Oni friend instead. But I have to settle things with him first, man to man.
I really wonder, is ARRATAKI actually a blue Oni? Why would he feel bad for them?
Then what should we do?
No choice but to keep kick.
Hey, boss! Thought you'd have all the fun without us? Granny Oni sent us. We're here to lend a hand.
Maybe we can't take him, but we can sure slow him down. Hey, I told you to stay out of this one.
Well, we're in it now. Come on, there's no time. Go, do what you gotta do, boss.
All right then, watch yourselves. Soon as I'm done, I'm coming back for you. Come on, you two. Time to roll.
Okay. Guess they had a way out.
Don't let them get away. After them.
Except these guys are gonna let him get away.
Hey, you guys want some of this?
Really?
Run for it, boss!
On board! And they just sit there. And to escape with the help of the ARRATAKI's gang.
As boss of the
Okay.
ARRATAKI gang, getting rescued by my own boys feels pretty humiliating.
Yeah,
I promise to
well,
never
what do you
let you
expect?
down, boys. All right, we've got some footprints to follow. Let's find Takuya.
Wait, what?
It was real touching and all what they did, but those few guys weren't much.
Huh. Is it just me, or are there more and more footprints? A wrecked cart and some goods.
Oh, dang it.
Look alive, we've got company.
Yes, we do. There we go.
Seems they
Got
definitely
him.
don't want us going any further.
Right.
Let's see what's waiting for us up ahead.
Grab this.
Besides the footprints, there are other signs of life here too.
Oof.
Must be plenty going on around here.
Yes.
Let's investigate. They couldn't have just disappeared into thin air. Unless they're all ninjas or something.
Really? Unless they're ninjas. Here?
Hidden entrance, yes! Alright, this is gonna be where they keep all the people they took.
Paimon thinks Takuya's probably in there as well.
Before we go in, I have a question.
Huh? Fire
Do
away?
you really understand where Takuya is coming from?
Of course I did. Come on, I'm not that dumb.
You are dumb, but I really wonder how dumb or smart you are.
But it takes a world-class blockhead like Takuya to think his ideas are actually gonna work. So I'm here to save him no matter what.
Really? Reminds me of who the hell is October? Reminds me of a song from like a rap song back in the day. Don't save her, you don't wanna be saved.
Huh? What were you two talking about?
No idea. Rap song. Wind that blows. Vagrant hard out. Oh god. Alright. Time to pull my A-team out. Also, for those of you who notice, my A-team's got a little stronger. I leveled up Zhongling at least a couple times. I leveled up Noelle. And yeah. Switch. Quick setup. Start. There we go. So now I am a little bit stronger with everybody. But then again, I'm probably just going to use ARRATAKI Itto here.
This place is huge! Pretty fancy for a hideout.
It looks old. How's that
All
fancy?
acquired by less than legitimate means, no doubt. And all the more reason we gotta put an end to this.
Damn. Smack. What the hell is this thing? A freaking pig under a roof? Small demon dog under a roof. Get knocked in the corner and glitch out everything in behind you. There you go. Want something to eat so badly. So badly.
How come the stairs are over there? We can't go up if we can't reach them.
What if we can?
No problemo. That'll be what this mechanism's for.
Mechanism? Oh yeah, that thing.
Attaboy!
Smack! Done.
Oh, it's moving!
Yes, it is!
See?
Obvious statement is obvious.
Just trust my instincts.
Your instincts are elsewhere. God. Oop! See this back here? Something tells me he's a lover again. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now I can get up here. I get it. I know what to do. Vibin'.
Let's get down to business.
Oh my god! We're in Japan. You don't get to say that. Patrick's probably like, don't you dare! Shut up! Over here.
Prepare to be blown away!
Also, Patrick, if you're like, do not. I knew I called it.
It's showtime!
It's clubbering time. Smack. Blame the Ronin. Blame the Ronin, Patrick. They're the ones who said it, not me. God, frickin' Mulan joke. Frickin' Mulan joke. Ooh. Ooh, secret door. I guess somebody is a ninja.
Can't catch me.
Except that I did. And I will. And I'll keep at it. Ah! That's all ladder. I went up that ladder. God, the frickin' Mulan joke. How many times has that ever been said in Genshin? Not counting the Ronin that actually say it. Get over here. Get up out here. My god. Oop, can't get up here? No, I can't get up here. Alright, fine. I gotta backtrack. Go up here. Sometime. Vibin'. No, wait, can I not get up there? I can. Get up here. There we go. Now I gotta get up here. What's here? Here. Can't get anything. Unless it's in a treasure chest. Interesting picture of Oni. Yep. You're probably sick and tired of hearing the Mulan joke, Patch.
Look at all the people locked up in here.
Wait, what?
They must be holding on to them for leverage. Alright, let's get them out of here.
Yep. Get every single one of you get knocked back. Whack, whackity, whack. Smack.
Bam!
Small cow familiar. You free everyone inside. Wait, what? Oh, they're there.
Alright, you're all free to go now.
Sorry, but have you seen our little boy?
Calm down, dear. We don't even know if he was taken here or not.
Who?
But... Oh, my little Daisuke!
Wait, he was kidnapped? Or she thought he was kidnapped.
Oh, you must be Daisuke's parents!
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think he had parents, just living with the grandma.
Yes, that's right! Have you seen him? Where is he? Is he alright?
He's fine.
Don't worry, he's safe and sound. Someone's looking after him now on Yashiori Island. He's been worried about you. I bet he'll be relieved to see you.
Okay.
You were the one who saved him? Oh, thank you!
He's the one you should be thanking.
No, please, no. No need to thank me. It's my pleasure, really. It's just who I am. It's
Also,
what
I got
do.
that frickin' demon skull flame thingy in front of me.
Before you go calling me a hero, let me ask you this. Wouldn't any other self-respecting guy who saw another person in danger have done the exact same thing?
Doesn't matter who it is.
Really? Just one little compliment and it goes straight to his head.
Why do they see so many people?
These vagrants are insatiable. They'll do anything for money.
Why?
No one dares stand up to them for fear of what they might do.
Would they really do anything drastic?
Considering the fact that they kidnapped everybody, the answer is yes.
No, actually, because one of the guys, the one with Oni horns on his head, has always shielded us so far. Oh, in fact, his horns look just like the ones this guy has.
At night, he would secretly bring us food and water. I don't understand what he was trying to do.
Trying to play the hero.
Are you a friend of his? Or...
relative, I guess.
Oh, maybe there's something secretly troubling him. He seemed different from the rest of the gang. They seem like heartless crooks, but I'd say he comes across more like a confused child who made some poor choices.
Let me put it this way. There are a few things he needs to straighten out in his head, and I'm here to point him in the right direction.
Speak for yourself.
I'm glad to hear that. He's lucky to have family like you.
Yeah, I'll just overlook everything and sound so sweet.
Don't worry. He'll be in my trusty hands. I'll help him see. Anyway, you should scram.
Yes, thanks again. You've rescued our entire family.
Okay. Well, maybe this Steve will help him get off.
Child that made some poor choices. Anyway, let's get going while we still have time.
And we gotta find Takuya. Who? Oh. I didn't know it goes all the way up there.
Can't catch me.
I really wonder, is there anything on these rooftops? No? Screw it. Moving on.
The place. The jig's up. Surrender while you can.
Everyone, put your hands up in the air like you really don't care.
Coming through.
Oh, they piled up. They pile. They pile. God, they pile.
As a dutiful maid would.
Come on. Ah, scared. Up. Yeah, man. Say no more. Reminds me of an actual video game called that. Okay, do I have to do something with this? Yes, I do.
Attaboy!
There you go. Throw the little cow out.
It's showtime!
Here we go. Smack, smackety whack, done.
Bet you think you've won, don't you?
Why? We kinda did.
So naive. This is my home turf. I'll let you in on a little secret. A long time ago, I picked up this rare paper charm. It's very precious to me. What makes it so special is that if you tear one piece, the other piece starts tearing too.
Really?
Newsflash, don't care about your cute little origami obsession.
Maybe you should?
You better stay where you are and let me finish. Aren't you curious what the other piece is used for?
No.
I'll tell you. It's now the critical component of the mechanism, and when it gets torn, this place goes up in smoke. Yeah, the whole hideout is rigged with explosives and ready to blow.
You're gonna blow this whole place up?
You'll get yourself killed too, but it's like a deterrent.
Oh, don't worry about me. I made sure that I've got an escape route. You've had your fun. Now it's goodbye. My paper charm! Where's my paper charm?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you looking for this?
Yes, that's it.
I snatched it earlier to stop you from doing anything hasty.
So we can go after him.
Why, you... And now you're going to betray me?
You're one to talk. What about burying everyone here? If you ask me, that sounds like you've already betrayed our agreement, no?
Just give it here!
You done talking now? Huh? You sure? Great. Because I'm done listening. Yeah!
And smack. Lights out.
Great work, Takuya. You arrived in the nick of time.
Stay away from me.
Huh?
He's still playing the victim.
I said stay away, or I'll tear the paper charm.
Hey, okay. Fine. Just calm down.
Just because I won't let him blow this place to bits doesn't mean that I won't do it myself.
Now means something else when it's in Takuya's hands.
Unless you want to get buried, you should leave this place now. Take everyone here and get out!
You won't go through with it. If you were that cruel, then why bother protecting every person you've come across?
I'm not here to reason with you. Go! This sacrifice is mine to make. Mine alone! Why couldn't you just stay out of it?
Sorrow and pity.
No one needs to sacrifice themselves.
All right, then you tell me. What am I supposed to do? I've tarnished our Oni pride and abandoned our ancestors' oath. Only sacrifice can restore my pride now.
So you're gonna sacrifice himself?
I chose this path so I could provide for my fellow Oni. I was ready to die from the very beginning. This is between us Blue Oni. But you... If it wasn't for you, everything would have worked out perfectly.
So you're ready to die.
They're here. We won't let them slip away this time.
Uh-oh, there's nowhere else to run.
A Tenryou commission. I'm the one you're looking for. I did it. You're the ones in charge of detaining criminals in human society, right? I'm sure you can tell who the criminal is here.
Something tells me these guys are looking for everybody.
Huh? It's like he's trying to reenact the fairy tale, sacrificing himself for the Crimson Oni.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's me you've been looking for, and here I am. How are you ever gonna report back without capturing me?
Stop fooling around, Itto.
Listen, Takuya, sacrificing yourself won't solve anything. Your sacrifice can't protect me or your fellow Oni, and giving up your life isn't gonna make theirs any longer. Sacrificing yourself is one way to escape your fate, but the only one you'll be setting free is yourself. Listen to me. You want to be the tough guy? Huh? Well, this is the coward's way out. Don't let your sacrifice stain our Oni pride.
You want to be the tough guy all the way?
The Blue Oni have been scraping the bottom of the barrel all these years, so let's give them a new beginning. We've made mistakes, but we can make up for them. Fate hasn't been kind to the Oni? Well then let's tear it up and start over. But before any of that can happen, you need to get yourself behind me and forget about all that self-sacrifice stuff.
So screw the story and try something different.
Now let's go. But we're not done talking about this. Takuya!
Uh-oh.
I'll take care of this. There are still people in danger. Go, help them.
Really?
What?
Hey, I got this. Come on!
Okay. Oh god, it's got that rock theme in the background.
Forget about me! Just go! It's what I deserve!
Ah, shut up, would ya?
Does he actually make it in time?
We managed to save everyone! But
Not, Arataki and Itto or Takuya.
what about Itto and Takuya? Paimon hopes they're alright.
Itto said he would take care of it.
Look! It's Itto and Takuya!
And he did.
That's gonna hurt tomorrow. What's up with the looks on your faces? I said we'd be okay, didn't I? I'm sure I'd be looking a whole lot sharper right now if it wasn't for that brutal bean attack of yours earlier.
Why? Why would you do this for me?
Maybe because it's about time. Like, not everybody's gonna agree to the Oni story, especially if you're an Oni. So, how else would you handle something like this?
I'm the guilty one here. I don't deserve this.
Because we're Oni, that's why. We share the same blood, brother. Our parents and their parents before them never taught us that it was okay to abandon family in need. I just wish you'd come to find me sooner. If you knew about me all along, then you should have come and asked me for help. I never would have dreamed of turning you away.
The Blue Oni disappeared so that they wouldn't bring trouble to the Crimson Oni. If I came to you for help, wouldn't that just undo everything the Blue Oni have done?
Well, maybe that is exactly the point.
Not to me. I've always respected the Blue Oni for their sacrifice. Nothing they did was in vain. It's only because of them that we have survived to see today. And built a world where Oni and humans can live side... Honestly, everything that I have now, I owe to the Blue Oni. And let me tell you, the Inazuma of today wouldn't see you as a villain just because of the color of your horns.
You say all that, but... in spite of everything, you're barely getting by.
That's just how I roll, man. You remember the pact, don't you? We're not supposed to suck up to the humans. We're supposed to earn their respect. Every member of the ARRATAKI gangs had a tough time trying to fit in. Take Akira, for example. He snores like you wouldn't believe. Or Genta. He's got a serious temper problem. And Mamoru? Well, he's colorblind.
So it wouldn't even make a difference which Oni you were.
Even Granny Oni. She got that name for taking me in as a kid. We're all rejects and outcasts in some way, but we don't care.
Interesting how you say you don't care, but what's also interesting is that you care enough to say that you don't care.
You want to talk about pride? Well, in our gang, we're proud to welcome anyone who's been through adversity with open arms.
But...
You're gonna paint your horns red?
Ah, don't worry. The ARRATAKI gang's already a bunch of misfits. You really think you could cramp our style?
We've dealt with the Kairagi and the people they took captive. I assume the two of you are finished talking.
So the Tenryu Commission actually showed up, and after all...
Takia, based on the findings of our investigation, I hereby announce that you are officially under arrest for forceful seizure of people and property. Please, all stolen articles will be reclaimed. That means we'll be seizing all the goods you passed on to your kin.
It's like the guards from Elder Scrolls, like, stop! You have violated the law!
No, please don't! Without those goods, they'll...
It's alright, Takuya. Those goods never belonged to us anyway. Don't worry. I'll help take care of your kin. Now that I know the situation, I'll personally make sure they never suffer again.
Might want to put your grand plans on hold there. You're under arrest too, for numerous assaults on the Tenryu Commission officers.
Everybody's under arrest! Everybody's in handcuffs!
Oh! Yeah, I guess I forgot about that.
Ew!
But no worries, I'll put my gang on the case. My boys will take...
Yeah, we've already arrested them too.
It seems like all your backup plans don't work.
Oh, right!
That's what they get for resisting the Tenryu.
Yeah, I guess it's up to you then, Traveler. Could you be a pal and tell Granny Oni about the Blue Oni situation?
Now's your chance to clean up your act.
Yeah, I know the drill. This isn't my first time. And it probably won't be my last.
As for you two, lending them your aid when you knew full well they were in the wrong means that the culpability extends to you too.
Right. It's really messed up when someone's in dire straits and you arrest anyone helping the person or helping the person helping the person.
But, given your unique circumstances, and in light of the complexity of this case, we won't press charges this time.
Complexity of the case, as if we didn't get involved too much, but we knew about it.
Hey, wait! Unique circumstances? Are these guys like a big deal or something? Oh, yeah, okay. Cool. Because I was gonna say, you know, like, I'm kind of a big deal myself, you know?
You have a lot to learn.
Yeah, alright, see you next time. Whenever that'll be.
Right, whenever I actually earn you and, Oop, and the Beatles are back again. Just like just as before, so after. Whenever I unlock ARRATAKI Itto.
Well, he's pretty weird. But at least...
Yes. You'll see him soon. And how the 2 minutes? The answer's yes.
Yes, they did. But don't be too upset, Daisuke.
We will have the chance to see. He and his gang may have acted recklessly, but the fact remains that he still helped us.
So, in a way, he's almost like...
Yes, and he's awesome!
Yeah, well, awesome things don't last long.
Now, don't get any ideas, Daisuke. Itto is a far cry from awesome. He still caused a lot of trouble for a lot of people.
Because he helps some people in favor of others.
If you ask me, I'd say he's like one of those little Oni Kabuto you kids are playing with all the time.
Because considering the...
I don't really get it, but it sounds like a compliment.
Thank you, Granny, for taking care of our little boy. I hope that Itto and his friends will be released as quickly as possible.
And everybody leaves without a second thought.
Ah, I'm glad that everything was resolved in the end. Things were looking quite dire, but now the future looks bright. Wonderful, wonderful.
For who? For you? For everybody else? And not for the Oni?
As for the blue Oni, just leave them to me. If there's one thing an old granny like myself can do, it's caring for others.
So you're gonna look after them.
Do you need our help?
No, no. Go on ahead. I'm sure you have other adventures beckoning. Besides, once Itto is released, he'll be here to help me.
Is he always like this?
Oh, yes. And you know what? I think that's what makes him adorable. Wouldn't you agree?
Fine.
He does whatever he puts his mind to. Back when I took him in, everyone thought I was most unusual indeed. They started calling me Granny Oni, but I've never been ashamed of this name. On the contrary, I'm quite proud of it. Because Itto is my pride and joy.
So you... Wait, what?
A long, long time ago, in a village lost to time, there lived a crimson Oni and a blue Oni. They were the best of friends. The crimson Oni wanted to be friends with the humans, so the blue Oni played the role of the naughty kid. And then he left. After a long time, the crimson Oni was living happily with the humans, but in his heart, he wanted to bring the blue Oni back home. The crimson Oni didn't know where to find the blue Oni. His search took him up the highest mountains and across the widest rivers.
So the story actually continues.
He found many traces of the blue Oni, but the more he found, the clearer it became. The blue Oni was hiding on purpose. So just as the blue Oni had once done, the crimson Oni left him a letter.
Dear Owl, I've made lots of human friends now, and I want to have a big party for everyone. I want all my friends to be there. That means you too, Owl. If you don't want to meet me, you can just watch from a distance.
The blue Oni snuck back to the village and hid in the shadows. He saw the great feast and roaring fire and longed to join in. But though his
now
stomach
he knows
rumbled,
how I feel.
the blue Oni remembered the oath of old and kept his distance. Suddenly, he jumped. The crimson Oni was right behind him.
Hey, you're finally back. Come on, I'll introduce you. It's time everyone met my best friend.
Rise up, Golden Soul. Huh. I'm just thinking about the previous cutscene where our character snuck up on the Red Oni, as if we had a role reverse. So, I always thought the Red Oni was everybody else, but I guess in time, it was the character. Thank you all for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow.